Hi everyone, DJ here. Welcome to showing all the hats I got in LEGO Worlds Part 5. Overlap part of showing all the hats I got in LEGO Worlds I have shown was the Spaceman Black Suit, the Sheriff, the Scuba Diver, the Scarecrow, the Roman Soldier, and the Roman Commander. If you haven't checked out the lab part of showing all the hats, showing all, I'm not showing some, showing all hats I got in LEGO Worlds. Maybe go check that part out before this one. But today's hats I'm showing is the Robot, the Robert Stubble, Rex Tyrone, Prospector, Police Officer Sirius, and the Police Officer ATV. So these are the hats I'm showing pretty much showing all the hats I got in LEGO Worlds. So I'll wait no time as always. Let's go into this. Also, if you guys didn't check with the last Overwatch poll that I made today, make sure to check that part while y'all watch the video. So the last Overwatch poll I pretty much made today was, does anyone still play Overwatch to this day? And pretty much got some very interesting votes. Two people said yes, and one person said no. So which is pretty much, interesting. My guessing is like yes, of course people are still playing Overwatch to the day, even though that Overwatch itself is pretty not here no anymore. I mean like the 2016 one, but even though Overwatch 2 is not Overwatch 2 anymore because since they pretty gone back to the way it is by the way, so that's pretty much cool and added some new heroes, and I'm glad the game is pretty going back to the way it used to be by the way, because I know Overwatch 2 used to get like crap talked a lot like over the years so when it came out, but you know what, I'm glad it's pretty going back to the 2016, so that is pretty much pretty good. So glad to see Overwatch is still pretty still unstable. But let's go ahead and show all the hats. So let's start with the robot hat. Now this one's kind of very interesting. I mean this is a very cool hat, but I'll tell you what, it just looks the most like. Here's the thing, if I had Zane's like, face and pretty much, just wears a robot helmet, this would kind of look kind of like, I would say dumb, but kind of look kind of like odd at the same time because, Zane is a robot and most of all, he's wearing like a robot, like a literal robot like hat. So that would make it kind of like a little bit odd. But I mean, this hat is cool though. I really do like the hat by the way. I mean, I do like how they made it by the way for the robot character. But it's kind of crazy to me that it really is a hat instead of like, like a attachment character by the way. Like part of like the character's like, look. So that is very, interesting. But I do like it. I do like the details of it. I would not wear this hat in general by the way because it looks kind of like, a little bit odd on me by the way. But you know what? It's a robot hat and I'm not mostly complaining about it, so it's pretty much cool. So, robots, I'll pretty much give this one about the 7 out of 10. So, 7 out of 10 it is. Alright, next one is the Robert Stubble. Okay, this kind of does fit a little bit like a little bit towards my look. So, pretty much if you want to know, robbers do, or should I say criminals, mostly wear pretty beanies like I did before. And some reason is, I don't know if I should really ask this, but why do criminals really wear beanies while they're robbing a bank? Can they just wear a ski mask? like, to be fair, if you don't want to get your identity, kind of like, face showing, you could just, and I mean could just wear a ski mask. I mean, literally. Like, there's no such thing, like, even in Lego, by the way, even in Lego, I don't know if they really do that for, like, okay, yeah, they kind of do, yeah, they kind of do wear a ski mask for Lego. Like, why in most, like, in the, I'm trying to think that one show in Lego, was it, yeah, Lego City, where this one character who is basically, like, suspicious and all, and he wears, like, kind of like a mask, but nobody doesn't know who he is. That's what I mean. You could wear like a ski mask or basically any mask that nobody doesn't know who you are. Like literally, like I guess you could say the cops wouldn't know who you are unless they try to track you down. But like, still, I just don't know what's with Robert wearing beanies though. I have no idea. I mean, I guess beanies is their thing. I guess robbing banks. I guess, but I just do not know, dude. I just do not know. But to be fair, it does look cool on my character though. I really do like it. But like I said before, I don't wear hats in games, so I'm sorry. So Robert Stubble, I'll give this one about an 8. It does fit my character though, so 8 out of 10 it is. All right, next one is Rex Tyrone. Now we're going to like the jungle or the safari hat going on, which I do like. Rex Tyrone as a character, I mean, I don't really, I think I made an OC of that character before, I think. I'm pretty sure he did, but I'm not too sure. But the hat as well, it's pretty much interesting. I do like it. I feel like most of all it gives off like you're in the safari or the jungle. Like, look how cool this hat is. I mean, you can't tell me like nobody would go in the jungle wear a hat like this. Like, you even see like shows or like kind of like videos where like characters or even like in like vlogs where most like anybody would pretty much wear like a jungle hat, like this type of jungle hat, which is like pretty much just like cool. But like Rex Tyrone himself, like I don't even talk about that character like at all. I'm just started talking about now because I'm wearing the hat. But like what am I saying is that most of all I don't really talk about this character pretty much a lot, mostly in Lego Worlds. But the hat is pretty much nice though. I really do like how they pretty did with this hat. But not a hat guy. I'm sorry, not a hat guy in this game. Really not. So yeah. So Rex Tyrone, I'll give this one also 8 out of 10. So 8 out of 10 it is. Alright, next one is the Prospector. And okay, the Prospector's hat is kind of like, funny to me because most of all, it's like he's wearing a hat kind of like, most like backwards. And he also got like a little, like, not even a sticker, what is it called? Like one of those little stash that we having on there. Like, it looks so ridiculous on me a bit. It really does. Like, this do not fit the vibe with my character at all. But no hate to the Prospector. Like, I love the Prospector, like in like in the Old West, but like in Lego hat, I do not know. It just do not fit well with my character. I'm sorry, it really doesn't. Like I said, I'm not a hat guy. I don't have to keep repeating myself like 30 times in a row. But the one thing I do like is that most of all, they did really well with the Prospector hat, but to be fair, it looks on backwards. It got a little stash right there. It's just like probably one of the most strangest hat I've ever seen, mostly in this game. Really is. But I guess you could say it's cool. So the Prospector, I'll give this one also a 7. 7 out of 10. Alright, this one is the Police Officer Series. Now, the Police Officer hat is pretty much cool. Does not fit my character with the vibe though. But I mean, to be fair, I mean I do have Jay's face as my character. Like I've been had the face since like what 2020 or 2021, and to me, I feel like most of all this as my character from like Jay would probably be like the most unserious police officer I would ever see, especially coming from like Lego Ninjago. And now if it was Cole, it would probably make well, to be fair, I think Cole would just pretty much just eat donuts as a cop. He would pretty much just eat donuts all the time, so he wouldn't even care, by the way, what he even doing. He'd just basically be eating donuts all the time, and next thing you know, he'd be eating, like, pretty much more donuts. But what I do like about the police officer hat, that they made, like, an actual police officer hat, which is, like, pretty much very cool. Got, like, the badge on there, got, like, the whole entire, like, hat on it, which is pretty much nice. The only thing I miss is the outfit, but I'm not going to put the outfit on, by the way, because this is a showing on hats in a Lego World video, not a Hokkaido costume video. But still, this is pretty much nice, though. I just hopefully that I probably don't have to wear this hat again, because not fit the vibes. So, I'll give the police officer mostly a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's literally a 10 out of 10. I mean, literally, it's a police officer hat, so who wouldn't hate it? So 10 out of 10 it is. And the last one is the police officer ATV. Now, I never seen a police officer actually rode a motorcycle before. I don't know any police officer I've seen rode a motorcycle. But I feel like they probably do, I'm guessing. I mean, to be fair, this is a cool hat though. This is a really cool hat. It's really a motorcycle hat. But like, I don't even see no police officer wearing a motorcycle though. Let me know comment down below, have you ever seen like videos of a police officer wearing driving a motorcycle? Cause I don't think I've seen him ever drive a motorcycle or a motorbike. Cause I'd never seen a police officer drive a motorbike before. But to be fair, this is probably one of the most like coolest hat for the police officer. By the way, even if they don't ride a bike, ride a motorcycle or not, this is a cool ATV. By the way, hat, really nice. Got like the whole tie, more bike going on, which I do love. So I'm gonna give this one actually the police officer ATV Lee also a 10 out of 10. So 10 out of 10 it is. Alright, so let's see. Robot 7 out of 10. Robert 8 out of 10. Rex Tyrone mostly 8 out of 10. Prospector 10 out of 10. Police officer Sirius 10 out of 10. And police officer ATV 10 out of 10. Very, very, very interesting hat rating, by the way. I would say that this one's probably been a very interesting one, especially with the police officer. I feel like most of all they pretty did very well with the hats, by the way. The Robin one was pretty much a cool one too, but still that I don't have no idea why Robin wear beanie. They could just wear a ski mask. But over around next week, next week of next month actually, because I think around April 6th, that is when Easter's still there. So yeah, that's very interesting. So I am showing the Podcasting next week, the Paintball Player, Nia, Ninjoy, Mr. Good and Evil, and a Mountain Climber's hat. So I can't wait to show those pretty much around next week of showing all the hats I got in Lego Worlds. But yeah, what everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and off right here. If you guys enjoyed the show, you know what to do. So I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon in the next video. Bye.